Hey there, it's Dr. B, and I'm here with Pink, and I want to talk today about expectations. In this case, your expectations of you. I'm a little froggy in my voice, but it's better than it has been for about the past day and a half, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So, expectations. Where do these things come from? Well, expectations, where they come from, where they should come from, what you should be measuring, what you should pay attention to. Again, this is my opinion, but I'm going to reference what I talk about a lot in my podcast show, Living Beyond ADHD, which is I look at two aspects or two parts of us, if you will. One, the human being. Two, the human doing. In our society, in our families of origin, in our jobs, in just about every place in life, it's usually the human doing where the expectations get stuck. I'm not doing enough, I'm not fast enough, smart enough, I'm not fill in the blank. This is the human doing. And then what happens to how we feel about ourselves? Well, it's not hard to figure out. If you put everything into the human doing and you rate yourself and you have expectations about you, the human doing, it's going to fluctuate from moment to moment and day to day how it is that you are doing. And because of that, you're going to have up days, down days, maybe like this throughout the day. And it's really erratic. There's no constant. I prefer the constant of human being because to me, human being is more spirit or essence or sense of me, self. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's not like, oh, I get credit because I'm doing a Facebook Live, so I'm doing well today. This is the doing part of me. The being part of me is the me who shows up here as me, authentically me. So being the human being, to me, I equate to when we are first born as babies, infants. We haven't done anything, yet there's all this ooh and ah, and everybody's just, well, people who like babies, I guess, all excited and just in awe of this human being who has done nothing yet except be born. That's their big accomplishment. They were born, and it's quite an accomplishment. Not everybody makes it. And still, this is the human being, not the doing. And there's so much praise and adoration for this child who's done nothing yet, other than, of course, they were born. And so I like to put my self-worth and my self-esteem and my sense of value to that place of human being so that my value and how I feel about myself every single day is a constant with very little fluctuation. The human being, me, you, each and every one of us, instead of human doing. So, of course, we need to be doing in life. But again, for expectations, how do you set them? How do you set reasonable expectations? My expectations that I set for me is I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. What is the point? No one else has lived my life, taken my journey up to now, so how could I compare? It's like comparing apples to oranges or bananas or whatever it is you prefer as a fruit, if you do. How can you compare? They're not the same. So what can I do instead? I can compare me to me. How was I yesterday compared to today? Did I grow? Did I learn? Is there something better, about me, the essence of me? Do I like myself better? Do I like what's being cultivated and expressed from me, from that core essence of me? Do I feel better about that today than I did yesterday? If so, that's my comparison. I like to focus every single day on growing in some way in my capacity to be more and more of who I am each and every day. And I suggest that with people that I work with. Instead of perhaps praying for things to get easier or things to go away or whatever maybe someone's typical prayer might be, the way that I was taught is to pray for greater capacity, in a loose sense of prayer. So if I'm praying for greater capacity to be more of who I am, to be able to express more of what my abilities are, my tendencies are at a higher level in a positive way, that's a good thing. That's what I monitor. In terms of expectations, let's get out of the more spiritual space for a moment and talk about practicality in terms of expectations in day-to-day life. A lot of people set expectations when they have no data and they have no criteria and they have no basis for what they're actually setting these expectations on, other than it should take this long. It should be relatively easy. It should ... fill in the blank. What should it be? And based on what? What are you setting that expectation for? You know, I should be able to file all of my papers in 30 minutes. Based on what? Have I timed myself and I know that that amount of paperwork is typically able to be filed in 30 minutes because I've done it before several times? Then there's data, and that's a good thing. And maybe that's a reasonable expectation. But let's say the paperwork is different and not something that's usual, and I have to look at it more and get involved in more thought about how I'm going to file it and maybe make copies of it or whatever it would be. So maybe 30 minutes isn't going to be realistic as an expectation because maybe the situation is different. So I would challenge you in terms of setting expectations. What are you basing it on? And before you set an expectation, get some criteria of your own. If you want to set an expectation, measure time, get data, get criteria, get previous experience for you, not for other people, not for the society at large, not how long it typically should take someone or what seems reasonable that it should take that long for something to get done, but you. How long for you? That's the expectation for you to hold on to if you're going to have an expectation. Otherwise, don't, because you're going to be sorely disappointed and perhaps frustrated or angry with yourself because you're not meeting your expectations. But it's like setting up a schedule where you have 50 things that you've put on your schedule for tomorrow, and all of them are more than 5 or 10 minutes. And whether you're working an 8 or a 10 or a 12-hour day, if you total all this up, there aren't enough minutes and hours in tomorrow for you to accomplish everything you have the expectation that you're going to accomplish, which means you're going to fail to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for, and you're going to feel bad. And you're probably going to be upset with yourself or disappointed with yourself that you didn't meet your expectation, but your expectation was unrealistic. It wasn't something that could be done because you didn't do it according to data and previous experience about yourself. So again, I challenge you or suggest to you that you get your own data, that you get your own criteria, and then set your expectations realistically, comparing you to you. Set the standard there, and then time yourself and see and get current data and keep updating your expectations based on real data, real experience, real day-to-day stuff. That's what I have for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back tomorrow with a new topic, and you have a great rest of your day. If you came in late, please enjoy the replay. I'll post it with some content in just a moment after it gets done processing. And I hope to see more of you, either live or on the replay, putting your comments. And for today about expectations, I would love to read in comments how you set your expectations. Are they realistic? Are they based on data? Or are they just, this is what you expect you should be able to do but there's no because there's no real reason that makes sense. Anyway, that's it. You all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.